A Russian firm has signed a groundbreaking $1 billion contract to supply U.S. nuclear power stations with uranium fuel. Russia already supplies 23% of the fuel for U.S. plants. And through a program called Megatons for Megawatts, uranium from around 14,000 old Soviet nuclear warheads has been turned into fuel sold to U.S. power stations. With me to discuss that is Vladimir Orlov from the Center of Policy Studies here in Moscow. Hello, Vladimir. Thanks for joining us. Now, in 2007, as we know, Russia was the biggest supplier to the U.S. nuclear power sector of any country. Now, how likely is Russia to be a competitive exporter in the future?
Russia definitely will continue to be a very active exporter in the future, very competitive. The current agreement opens doors for better cooperation, though not immediately. It will happen until the year 2020. And I'm sure that Russia only starts its exploration of the U.S. market, though there are, of course, good traditions. But we should think not only on bringing low-enriched uranium to the United States, but also of storing it in the United States to be closer to U.S. suppliers.
Vladimir, this contract will only come into effect after the current Megatons for Megawatts deal runs out. Now, what is that program achieving, and will this one follow it?
Well, the previous program, which is currently still underway, but will be stopped quite soon already, Megatons to Megawatts, or HEU-LEU deal, was signed in a very different historic epoch. It was in the early 90s. It was equally good for Russia and the United States at that time, but currently it's definitely not that much of interest for Russia. The new deal is very different. It is purely commercial, but it also adds very important boost for political improvement of relations between United States and Russia, which we currently see.
Okay, Vladimir, and a final question very briefly. At the current cost of mining and rate of use, it's expected that existing uranium supplies will last about 100 years. Now, how long will this fuel prove economical?
Well, so far it's quite economical. This is why Americans do get Russian fuel and will do it for the next decades for sure. Whether we can look in the next 100 years or more, I'm not sure. But for the next few decades, more likely for the next 100 years, the uranium fuel would be very attractive, and this is why I'm sure there will be competition, and quite high competition for getting it. Russia here takes quite strong position.
Well, thank you very much, Vladimir, for your expert analysis. That was very interesting. That was Vladimir Orlov from the Center of Policy Studies here in